We have like a whole box of mushrooms.
All right.
I don't have anything to take them with though. What do we have to take them with? I think we just got straight mushrooms
beer?
now. Our beer?
Oh my god, I haven't done this since like college.
Well, since last time you were on our show, you know.
Yeah, but you guys
last
had
time we had
chocolate bars.
chocolates.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
We had
they were
these,
delightful.
but we think these went bad because they don't taste very good. Okay, we have.
Did we run into the other chocolate bar?
Which one?
Good evening,
Jennifer,
Flin Flon
Of course,
girl.
Jennifer has to take a shit. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Kirby. Like I said,
I have 2 cats.
You are.
You're like, you don't have to worry about me at all. Like, literally, I am the most chill human being.
Every single time I clean the cat box before people come over, and then she's
Every
like, you know what?
single
I'm gonna go and
time.
take a shit right now.
I have 2 cats. Literally, one of my cats just recently had a bit of a blowout situation where she had diarrhea and it got all over her fur. And that was the moment where I was like, how do people have children? Like, this is like honestly, like I remember standing in my living room and I was trying to cut the shit off of her fur butt.
Yep.
And I was just like, and it was all over my carpet, my bed, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh no.
Like, because she just started like moving around and I didn't know it was on her butt. And I was just like, and then, until I picked her up and I felt something wet on my hand.
No.
And I was like, and then I was like, yeah, this is babies. People have to go through this with babies. And I couldn't.
My daughter literally
couldn't
did
even.
that to me one time. It was not awesome.
Hello, Flin Flon girl. Hello,
What's up,
Neon. Hello,
Kendra?
Kendra. Love you, ladies. North Star Road.
Okay, I don't know how much this is. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I don't want to do too much where we're like.
We
tripping
do
balls,
have
you know?
Yeah,
We have
no,
the scale
definitely
in
do
it?
not.
Yeah,
the scale should be in here.
This is a public situation.
I feel like
yeah, right. You're a billboard.
Yeah, you gotta play it safe a little, you know.
where is our scale again?
Is it still up in my? I think
know.
it's up in my junk drawer.
I feel like we lose the scale all the time.
Well, if it's not the scale, it's usually something else.
It's always best to weigh it, just
Oh, yeah?
to be safe.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You learned something new.
Yes.
I did something terrible once where early in my like college days, we took a bunch of mushrooms and put them in a coffee grinder. So they were powderized.
Okay.
So no idea literally how much we were taking.
Oh, yikes.
And I will never be able to eat chocolate pudding ever again since that day. Never have. Because all we had was pudding cups. And my friends were like, well, let's just take a big scoop of the, powderized mushrooms and just put them in the pudding and mix them in and just take a big scoop of the pudding and eat it. Which was a great way to get them in. But I'll tell you, I'll never be able to taste chocolate pudding without tasting powderized mushrooms.
Oh, yikes.
Okay, so this is like a 0.34.
Hello, Linda.
Am I reading that right before I hand that out?
Let me see.
Like a 0.3?
Oh, what's happening? It's like shorting out.
It's having a bit of a spasm.
It is, totally. What is happening?
I
Okay.
feel like that looks like a little bit more than a 0.3.
It's not 120,
But I mean, like,
115 grams. There we go. We're just going to turn that back on.
Just take the whole cap. Just kidding. So cute.
It is cute.
Okay, we'll clear that. Okay. 0.46.
Oh, that's good.
0.47.
See, I'm so happy that we measured that because I was like,
So
I think that says 0.3.
That's a 0.5,
It's a half gram.
it says.
That's a good amount.
So 0.21.
Oh, the 0.3 at least. That's a giggly amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
I trust you.
0.39.
Yeah, that's good.
No. Hang on.
I mean, she said
0.31. 0.31.
on the record, everyone.
No, 0.29. 0.29.
Okay, very good. I
You approve?
trust
You
you.
approve?
Well, I don't know, but we're gonna go for it.
A 1.7
I was the
is
worst
fine.
person in high school to peer pressure. Oh yeah, oh, whatever. You just
0.33. 0.33.
Okay, dope. Okay,
Okay.
you take those?
That's for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just straight up go and just start
Oh,
shooting,
blah, blah, blah.
right?
Oh.
Yep. Another 0.31.
I think we got to turn down the mic just a little bit. Oh,
Oh my
maybe it's
God.
not. Maybe it's not.
It's really nasty.
Is that just
0.31.
0.31?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I just got to do it.
Okay, cheers. Yeah, just like
Oh,
do it.
sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Cheers.
All right.
I was scared about it, so. Ugh.
Take a lick of pill.
Oh, I want to gag.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
What
so
up,
gross.
Linda? Hey, North Star.
Lulu.
You guys are so great. You guys are my favorite people to do mushrooms with.
Well, that was hard to get down.
It was really disgusting.
I've had some pretty nasty things in my mouth, and I'm going to tell you,
it
was probably the worst.
Dust, kind of, right?
It's like, you know what? I feel like that's what I would have to get
dust.
used to if I got lost in the forest and I'd have to, like, live out there, you know?
But at least you know that
Eating
if, like,
tree bark?
eating something that gross, like, you know, leads to something awesome. Not just trying to, like, survive in the woods.
Holy shit.
Also, a juice box for you, just in case you need, like, something else, you know?
Okay, love it. What a nice little setup here. Like, I feel like this is like a guest. Like, I get well taken care of.
Right, I'm glad you feel like that.
Literally. Like, you know what? I've been backstage with some bands before. This is nothing. You guys take way better care of me.
It's 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
The countdown.
It's the final countdown.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Welcome to our Friday Night Smoke Sesh. We have a very special guest tonight, a returning guest, Shalinda Kirby.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Welcome.
You guys probably
Welcome
recognize
back.
her every morning from 92 Citi FM. And
Yes.
she's on, like, all the billboards, and there's commercials, and you're just everywhere right now.
Yeah.
Well, and soon to be on buses.
Buddy,
So look forward to pulling up next to my face.
You're our most famous friend.
It's weird. I'm gonna be honest. It is the weirdest thing in my career, driving around the city and like seeing myself on the billboard. Like, I don't actually look for them. It's the people who are in my passenger seat that's like,
Yeah.
hey, it's you.
That's you. Yeah.
I'm just like,
So
oh,
many
God.
times I've been stopped someplace and I see your billboard. I just want to, like, send you a picture. And be like,
Oh
hey, girl.
man. And
Thinking
the
about
guys
you.
in their little shirts. Yeah.
I love that one.
Right.
Every time I see you on a billboard or somewhere, I'm like, hi, Kirby.
It was a fun photo shoot. Like, that was so
bet.
much fun. Yeah.
And you got to, like, fly away for that, too, right?
They flew us to Toronto because, like, the main building for our company is in Toronto, so they did it out of that studio. And it was like a legitimate, like, they had like a crew of people, and there was like one guy's like sole job. His actual job is just to stand there all day and just go, take 5, take 6, and he would just go stand in the corner, and then they would be like, okay, let's do another take 7, and he would just go back to the corner. I'm like, that's your whole job, like.
God. I want that job.
Right?
No, I think it would go
But-
crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, he looked very
stoned.
bored.
Yes,
honestly.
He's
exactly.
super stoned all day. I
don't
do it like
know.
Dracula, right? Take 1.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it.
Spice it up a little
But
bit.
No,
yeah,
I
it's weird
need
to
a
see
lot
how
of
it,
takes.
like the process of filming something, you have to
Yeah.
do so many takes.
Did you get, like, hair and makeup done and the whole shebang?
Yeah, well, the makeup chick was interesting. She gave me like, I didn't realize she did like celebrity makeup stuff.
Cool.
She does like for Citi TV in Toronto. So
Oh,
yeah, it was kind of
nice.
cool to have that done. But yeah, it was the takes that kind of got me, because by the end of it, you're just like overdoing that scene.
Yeah.
Like if you guys saw the TV commercial, we like that part where I walk in and I was like, and I'm like holding the shirt.
Yeah.
I had to do like 100 times.
No way.
And they're like, okay, let's do it again. And by the end of it, you're just like,
Over it.
I'm over this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how
For
many times
sure.
can you do that, right?
Yeah.
Like-
But they're just like, just to make sure we got it. And I'm like, but yeah, I couldn't imagine what people like have to like that do that for a living every day. Like
Yeah.
celebrities that have to go like to film every day. That's exhausting.
would
Couldn't
be.
even imagine. And there's a lot of waiting. You sit there and wait.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
On the
I've heard that
sides.
about like the extras and stuff.
Yeah,
like
there's a
it's-
lot of just sitting there waiting for the
Yeah.
people to like figure out the setting and the lighting, and
Yep.
I'm just like, thank God I'm on the radio and this
Yeah,
we do this
like-
once a year, you know? Like,
I get so impatient. I'd be like, don't you do this for a job? Like,
Yeah.
why is this?
Why was this not ready while when I showed up?
And there was like somebody on the phone. It was so intimidating. We didn't know who was on this phone, and we still to this day don't know. But they would be like, "Yeah, just one sec. We're gonna ask."
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, they don't like that. We're gonna do it again. And I'm like, like, what are they saying? I want to know. Like,
Some kind of chair stroking a cat.
I imagine that, like Mr. Lee, Dr. Evil, like, all right, we do not like this take. Let's
No.
do it again. I'm just like, where are the cameras? Where is he seeing this from?
He's super baked and like just fucking with everyone. He was like, I didn't like that.
Like the
I'm just
Truman
kidding.
Show, right?
We got
I'm
it like
is this
8
a
takes
joke?
ago.
Right?
That's insane.
man.
That's
So
awesome,
funny.
though.
Yeah.
Hello, Baron. What are we
Hello.
smoking tonight?
Okay, guys, this is exciting. Just for Kirby, because we knew she was coming.
So my friend Paul He lives in Comox, BC, so that's in Vancouver Island.
Nice.
And he went to a res and got me some weed.
Super boof.
Ooh, some BC bud.
Yeah,
buddy.
but it's like
Okay.
BC res bud.
So
This
it's
stuff
like
is freaking amazing.
it's
like
so good.
So we've always known boof, and I was telling him because it's called super boof,
Okay.
and I was like, okay, so boof to us is always like a bad thing.
Bad thing.
Like
Smoke some
if
boof.
you lose in
Oh,
a
okay,
game,
I've never heard
you have to
that.
smoke some boof.
Okay.
So that's like in the glob mob. So I'm pretty sure like boof is kind of like a like comparative to resin.
Yeah.
Ooh, rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you lose in a game or something, you have to smoke the boof.
Gotcha.
But this boof,
So
it's
good.
super boof.
So
and
fucking good.
It's super delicious.
It
I'm
says that it's
excited.
32%. It's
Which I don't
100.
believe.
I don't believe that, but it tastes super nice.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in Alberta, most of my like life is from in Alberta, and like we used to when we were smoking weed as kids. Well, not kids, I was like 5 years old on the playground, passing around a joint.
Just an OG.
But like when I was in high school or whatever, we always used to like talk about BC bud, like 'cause
Yeah.
we used to like be we've heard it's the
the
best
best.
ever. And I remember one time being at a campfire and some guys like, you guys want to smoke some BC bud? And I was like, this is my opportunity. and it wasn't any better than any other
weed that you had,
I mean,
yeah.
I had some great weed from all over the place.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you just hear BC and you think of like good growing flower.
Oh
Totally.
yeah.
So
I feel like
For
when I lived in Revelstoke, it was like a training facility or training town for like all the new RCMPs.
oh yeah,
So I worked midnights at Denny's as a waitress, and
Oh, man.
the cook was like the weed dealer in
yeah.
the town.
Oh, always.
So there's
In the
one
small
day we're
towns.
like outside, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, we're smoking a joint, and then
Yeah.
like this RCMP chick comes around the corner, right, to get her free coffee at Denny's, and we're just like, and then she's like standing there, and she's like, "Can I have some of that?" And we're like, okay, and Jimmy just like gives her the joint, and I'm standing there like, we're gonna get arrested, like we're getting fired. We're like, are you arresting us? But then like she started smoking weed with us, and then she was like, yeah, and she was like, thanks, came in, got her coffee, went, and we're like,
oh man.
see you later. But they're only there for like a month,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Training, so then they're out of there, and I was like, you're the coolest RCMP I've ever met in my life.
You'd be
Like-
surprised. Like, there's certain professions, even just like people always say to me, like when they hear me talk about smoking weed on the radio, they're like, oh my God. Like as if I like said something like so scandalous on the air.
Yeah.
Like, cause I always, advocate for weed rather than like alcohol. Cause like my whole thing is like being in the media, everyone can talk about,
Yes.
drinking
Totally.
booze all the
Yep.
time,
Of
but how
course.
come I can't talk about ripping my bong on my balcony
Yeah.
on the weekend and binge watching a Netflix show? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always bring it up because when I do, I get messages from people that are like, thanks for talking publicly about smoking weed and
Yeah.
in a very like normalized way. And I'm like, I wish more people were like that, because there are different people in the world that you'd be so shocked to know they smoke weed every day.
Yeah. They'd
That's how
rather
they
do
get
that than-
through their
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, the job that I have right now, it was like huge to them that I take off any kind of videos or anything like that has to do with smoking weed.
Oh.
Right? And so like to them, they're like, if we know that you're going to advance in the company. So like, but then it's like, I follow people from head office
Yeah.
that pose with beers and champagne.
Totally.
And I was
Yeah.
like, what's the difference?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then I had like I had a hard struggle with like, do I try to like kind of hide who I am, and like make them happy with my social media? But then it was like a friend that said to me, like, if you want to make a change, you got to be on the inside first. So like get on that inside,
yeah.
and then now
That's
you
a
can start
good-
making
yep.
a change with it, right? So like slowly but surely, it's like one of those things. It's like it doesn't make any sense why you can pose with like alcohol, but
It's a stigma.
Yeah,
And that's the
totally.
thing is I don't do stigmas.
Yeah.
Not my jam.
No, me neither.
And the stigma for a lot of things is my jam. And if you don't talk about it, it's not going to get normalized.
Totally.
So you got to be the advocate for it.
but Chet
Exactly.
says you're one cool chick, Shalinda.
Oh, thank you.
And hello, Ethan Shorts.
Ethan Shorts.
We haven't seen you in a while. Thanks
Yeah,
for
buddy.
joining us.
What's up? Hey, TJ. What's up? Panda Bear Puff. They go Shalinda Kirby with all the happy faces. That's amazing.
Hi guys, what's up? I'm so excited to be back, honestly. Like I have like vivid memories of being here last summer and meeting these two for the very first time. Well, I like had, known of them beforehand, but
social media.
it's just like we clicked. And so like when you guys invited me back, I was like,
oh, we like freaking love you, man.
Yeah.
Like, we had so much fun with
the
you.
feeling is mutual, and I was hoping by now you guys would have had like the story of the hot air balloon to tell me.
No, we can all still go up together.
Yeah, so you're gonna come with us.
No,
we haven't
we're
booked
not.
it again.
No,
we haven't booked it again because it was canceled again last time.
Because of weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It
like,
apparently happens a lot.
If anybody
It
doesn't know,
does.
the last time Shalinda was Kirby was on here with us, she let us know that 92 Citi FM wanted to give us some free passes to go up into the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
So, Cupcake and I being like having a phobia of heights, we're like, yeah, why not? And then we had at one point convinced Kirby to come up with us because she's also not so cool with the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
And then she thought she got out of it because 92 Citi FM was just so having a contest. That
Yes.
we couldn't go that morning.
Yeah.
But then it got
Darn
canceled.
it.
And then we rebooked it and we reached out and you're like, no, I'm going
You
to
didn't answer it. You didn't answer my part.
I
was
did.
like, I said, I was like, so now that we have to
rebooked?
rebook, maybe that means you can come with us again. And you
That's
never
my
responded to that
ADHD.
part.
I open messages.
I mean, I don't
Sure,
blame anybody. I would have done the
sometimes.
same thing.
You responded to part of it, not the other.
Oh, that's me. I just ignored that part. Oh, that's my like active listening.
That's your like, no, you
No,
said
we're not answering that.
Nobody's going up on a balloon.
So funny.
And literally, the first time it got canceled, we were on our like seats because it said at 11:30 you call and it lets you know if you're on for 5
At
a.m.
11 p.m. 11 p.m. you have to call.
11 p.m.
Yes.
Yes,
night
for the
before.
next morning, which is at like
Wow.
5 a.m. You have
Yeah.
to be there or something.
Yeah. So we kept
So that's
calling,
stressful.
and then
That
it
is
in the
updated.
first part.
Then we felt like at one point Cupcake was like, I feel like we're like those crazy exes that keep calling because we had called them like 32
Right?
times.
You're like, answer
and,
the damn phone.
yeah.
You told me to call you.
My fucking phone was like, and both of us were calling
Yeah.
that many times.
God.
1:30 in the morning they finally updated it. They're like, no, canceled.
It was 2:30.
Oh, 2:30 in the morning, canceled.
2:30.
And we're like, okay, like,
And it was
like,
after I emailed them, so I don't know if my email triggered them
Yeah.
to respond.
Okay.
This last time they were good, right at 11 o'clock. They
Yeah,
updated
right.
it, but the wind was too much.
I even
just-
called other provinces, remember?
Yeah.
I called other provinces to see if their machines were updated.
Oh my God,
because
that's
I was
amazing.
I was like, okay, well, Ontario's is updated, and so
I'm
is
googling
Alberta.
how fast a hot air balloon can be in the air, like with what wind.
Wow.
Right? And they're like, okay, the wind is this right now.
I've
When
never
is it
cared so
safe?
much about the wind
trying to
in
figure it out
Ontario.
ourselves.
Like I could
Yeah.
not care less.
I don't
about
want
the
them to be
wind.
like, oh, we'll chance it. No, I don't want
No.
none of that
No, no.
shit. I want it to be like, it's 100% you're not going to crash and die. Not like a, we'll chance
I need a
the
lifetime
balloon
guarantee.
They also tell you in the disclosure that you need to be in shape.
for the landing.
Because if you have a bad landing,
Well, then I'm
and then my
out.
dad told me,
I'm out.
my dad told me that like a woman he worked with broke her leg on the landing because it was a bad one, and I was like, oh my god,
She
like
was
we
not in
could
shape.
legit break our legs
You gotta
just
stop
from the landing.
talking about these what-if situations. If you want me to get this on this thing.
Tell me about it.
That's correct. That you know what?
We said we would go, so you're coming with us.
I just talked to somebody who was up this week in it, and they said it was an amazing experience.
Obviously.
I'm excited to.
And they
So
were
let's
terrified
do
as
it.
well. So you
Let's
know what?
do it.
Yeah, and again, they had like theirs rescheduled from last year
oh yeah.
because
Ours
of the weather,
too.
right?
Ours too.
So like it's probably I don't know if it's even gonna happen this summer, like due to the weather we're having.
Yeah.
They at least extend your voucher and stuff, like
Yeah,
right?
so I tried to put a filter in that, did not work.
My lip gloss just
I
took
was
it right
trying
out.
to be fancy, throw it out. I'm not, like, I was like, let's put a filter. And then the filter was too small, it didn't go,
Okay.
just whatever.
So before we forget, Giving Up the Ghost podcast. There's some ladies that we met at a podcast festival years ago. They were on our
Oh,
show
I saw
recently.
they were on your show. Yeah.
Yes.
I saw the ladies on the picture that you posted on Instagram.
So they would like to know if you have any ghost stories.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Do you believe that kind of stuff?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I definitely am a big believer in the paranormal. I think that like the first thing that comes to mind is like something that was really crazy that happened to me that is still unexplainable. But like growing up, I never met my grandfather on my dad's side, and apparently he was like a big poker player. And he liked to play poker with like coins, specifically dimes. So that's how he would like use his poker chips as like, dimes or whatever. And so I never met this guy, grew up. We were like, I don't know, 10, I was probably 10 or 11. And I woke up in the early morning and I went to go to the bathroom and I crossed the hallway and I kind of stepped on something cold and I looked and I was like, oh, there's a coin in the hallway. I turned the hallway light on and down the hallway was like a perfectly lined up, like every couple of like centimeters there was like a dime. Like there's probably like 10 or 15 dimes lined up down the hallway. And I was just like, I was a kid, I didn't understand what that like was about. So I went to go get my parents and I woke them up and they came out in the hallway. My dad like instantly kind of just like went white and he was like, this is my dad.
Wow.
And this is him saying hello.
Wow.
Because I guess my dad had that experience himself years earlier.
Wow.
In one of his houses. And I was like, whoa.
That's crazy.
So that was my very first experience of like the paranormal. And I like, you know, clearly that was like hard not to believe.
Yeah,
like
of
we
course.
never did that. Like nobody else in
Yeah.
the house sat there and was like,
Yeah.
one dime, you
Yeah.
know, like it was so weird.
Oh my god, that's so dope. You know what's crazy is that my Oma, or like my Nana before she passed away, she used to always say that if you find dimes on the ground, it's like people in heaven thinking about you.
Yeah.
And then after she passed away, we would randomly find dimes.
And
Yeah.
dimes
So-
are, I had a psychic tell me once that dimes are specifically a way that our loved ones communicate with us.
Crazy,
Like it's
yeah.
got something to
Dragonflies,
do. Dragonflies, I've heard. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That gave me goosebumps. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
super cool.
But yeah, I would have to. I'm gonna have to check this podcast out because I do love a good. I love a good story.
They're amazing.
Yes.
Like we need to. So we're trying to set up a thing. So I work at the Nicolette. Well, not really. I'm not responsible for shifts there anymore. But bartend at the Nicolette in St. Boniface.
Yeah.
So the people have owned it for 60 years. Apparently, it used to be a monastery before it was a bar. And like a lot of people, even since I've worked there for like 12 years, a lot of people passed away up in the hotel part, right?
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
like even before that, there's been some crazy stories of people.
Well, any
like,
old
right?
hotel,
Yeah.
there's got history.
So, but
Yeah,
like the
for sure.
thing is, though, is that the owner of it, Mike, super hardcore Christian and
Okay.
doesn't believe in stuff like that.
Right.
And I was like, yo, Mike, like there's been stuff that's happened, right? And he's like, nope. And I was like, we all know, right?
Yeah,
So
you can
I'm like,
deny, but
yeah. So I like one time I'd said to him, like, could we?
Nope, that didn't work out.
I
Don't know what happened
was
there.
like, could
Sorry,
we do
Rick.
like, you know?
Trying to say hi, growers and smokers, and then it took us to that.
Oh,
screen.
buddy. So yeah, so I'm trying to
crazy.
convince. I'm in the process of trying to convince him to let us do some kind of thing.
That would be
around
cool.
Halloween there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
in my radio career, we've done. There was like a coworker of mine who stayed the night in an old hotel in Medicine Hat where I was doing radio,
Yikes.
and like he spent the night and it was like on the air, and he'd do like cut-ins on the air, and we'd check in with him and be like, "How is it, buddy?" And he's like, "Man, I don't know, I haven't slept yet." Like, you know, and he'd be like wandering around the night because he like the whole thing was like to see if he could spend the night.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know if I'd have the balls.
He
to do
made it
that
till
by
he made it
myself.
till 4:30 in the morning, and he was like, "I'm out."
Well, buddy, 3:30 is like supposed to be when
Right,
everything
and
is,
that's
like,
when things
active,
started to
right?
act up. Yeah, and he was like, "I'm out."
I've 1 hour. I'm good. That
Made
makes
for some
you-
good radio though.
Yeah, no kidding.
For sure.
Alex, get us. Need to hear your story. Alex, get a hold of us. We need to hear your story. Alex says, I got 3 ghost stories from working at a Farmer Jane.
Oh.
Dope. DM you on Instagram. That's amazing.
See,
And hi, Rick.
Hello.
What
like
up, Rick?
that's why I love like spooky season. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like Halloween time. Because
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
who doesn't love that? Like, you know,
Totally.
spooky season with like all the gore and horror
wish
stories.
they,
I
like,
definitely
Halloween.
worked in some haunted places. Like,
Yeah.
like Ma's Eatery. That was the old spaghetti factory on Princess.
Oh wow.
So, like, the super old,
That would
like
have
the
some
first spaghetti factory.
definitely-
Yeah, like, it's super freaking creepy there late at night. But, so there was that one. And then, like, Pockets Bar and Grill, which is now Darling Bar.
Oh, okay.
So on McDermott,
Yeah.
right by Rory.
Yeah.
So that one too. Like there was this
Interesting.
woman that was like a printing press, and she died in the elevator shaft. And her name was Margaret, and like some really fucked up shit happened there.
Interesting.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like this
And that's the
woman
thing,
calling
like,
a
the
cab, and her
historic
name was
buildings.
Margaret,
Yeah.
and like just really messed up shit. Like people being thrown on the stairs, things like disappearing, flying off
That
like
don't make
shelves.
sense. Yeah.
Just insane stuff.
Interesting.
People she didn't like,
Giving Up the Ghost says, I'm hoping to rent a bus and we'll do a Spirits with Spirits tour of the older haunted bars around Halloween time.
That would be
what?
so
That would be
cool.
Down.
incredible.
We're down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we be involved in that?
Yeah, buddy. That's so dope.
will help you.
Okay, so I feel like, so Kirby, this is super special.
Okay,
This is our favorite legal weed. It's called Eye of the Tiger from Natural Earth.
Ooh,
Now-
Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the
Right?
Tiger.
Natural Earth, though, has decided to stop growing this strain.
Yeah.
So whatever is in stores right
is
now is
it.
like it.
That's it.
So I had one joint left in this thing, so we're going to smoke it with you.
Wow, I feel
We're
so
smoking
honored.
very special weed with you tonight.
I cry.
We were talking earlier, like when you were coming.
Yeah.
So certain things, like we were like, oh, we're getting into like best friend mode now.
Yeah, we're close enough with each other. Like I felt like that coming here. I was like, "Yo, what's up?" Like coming in the house. Like, I was like,
I literally went outside. I was like, "Yo, Kirby. Okay, so like my house isn't as clean as it could be, and I'm
Couldn't
wearing
care.
sweatpants.
couldn't care.
We're like
You're
best friend mode.
Yeah.
I was joking about like being naked when you showed up, just because I was
So
so
sweaty.
fucking hot,
Definitely one
right?
way to like.
I was like,
greet
yeah,
someone.
we're just gonna be like, hey, best friend mode.
You know,
I was just gonna like lean down, you know, like kind of this throughout the entire show.
I am inclusive of being nude. You know what I mean? I don't judge.
She's like, "Hey, this is two big girls." Yeah.
Right? Like
Cupcake is naked because she can't stop sweating.
I've been to a resort that was like in Mexico. It's a little bit risque. It's called Temptation, and it's like a
Ooh.
it's a notorious like sexy resort or whatever. And I was like single, just divorced. I'm like, I said to my girlfriend, we gotta go. Like, we gotta do this. But it's like a topless resort, right? And we did this one cruise called the Boobs Cruise, and
The boobs cruise.
part of the deal of this cruise was that you had to like mandatory like hand over your top when you get onto the boat.
That's crazy.
And then everybody's topless. Or you could go fully nude. And I'll tell you, people took advantage of that.
Probably like, fuck.
And it was such a weird experience. And like, I am so like, I just like am cool with whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was neat to be on a boat with just naked people that were so comfortable
Yeah.
in who
Yeah.
they are. And they
Yeah.
were just chilling, drinking, and like just in like no cares in the friggin' world. We're on the ocean. I was like, this is the best.
Buddy, that's
For
possible.
sure.
Did I
Yeah.
take my whole ensemble off? No, but you know,
But you took your top off.
Oh, for
so
sure.
that's like,
Yeah.
you know.
I would love to like be able to like normalize being topless as well. I'm a big proponent of men can take their shirts
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
What the hell
for
can't
sure.
I? You don't have to
real.
be sexualizing me.
Yeah.
For real.
Totally.
I'm hot.
I've
Yeah.
done
My
it.
boobs out, you know?
done
For real.
I've done it many times at bars.
Oh yeah.
I
Gay
love
and
that.
straight.
Yeah. We were at a wedding one
Especially
time.
gay bars, and I was just like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Right?
Like, I'm like at a fucking gay bar. I should be like comfortable here, you know? I should be safe. One place.
Like, it's hot in here. I just want to, yeah.
Exactly. I sweat my ass off. I'm gonna take my fucking shirt off.
Dear God, yeah. The things I saw on that cruise, though.
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Blaine Gray says apparently the old Occidental has a pretty crazy history. Occidental? I think I'm reading that
Where
right.
is that?
Oh, I don't know what Occidental. What's that
The
sound from?
Ox?
Oh,
That's right up Main Street.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
Logan.
Where, like by my place,
Yeah,
kind
buddy.
of.
That's Main Street and Logan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
I've seen it in the
yes,
corner there.
Yes, that's
Interesting.
right by my place.
And what's in that building?
Well, now it's. I think it's like now. It's for many years. It's been kind of like a sober,
Like a sober
Like,
living center?
like kind of like a lodge type
Okay.
place.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't fully know, but
Yeah.
Interesting.
bottomless party like on Harold and Kumar.
a
And don't
bottomless
get me
party.
wrong, like there
Hilarious.
was like it was funny. There was like couples that clearly were like regulars of this type of
Oh,
lifestyle.
for sure, for sure.
Like, again, all ages, all body types, all different, you know. I loved it, but it was just funny because you looked over and there would be like couples that you could tell they were like seasoned veterans of this, and they were scoping out who they wanted to, you know, maybe ask to join.
They have their towel
For
ready
sure.
for them to sit down.
One of them was like,
totally.
one of the ladies came over to me and she's like, my husband says you're looking a little burnt. Maybe you need some more sunscreen.
Oh my god.
Like, well, lather me up.
all right. Yeah.
Give the old guy a look, you know.
I used to always bartend the swinger parties at the cab in the basement.
Oh, ooh, swinger parties. I heard Winnipeg
Buddy.
has a swinger scene.
Oh yeah, and like they're not what you expect.
Oh,
Right, at
probably
all.
not.
Yeah.
No, that you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the end of the night one night when the husband and the wife come up to me and they're like, so like it's her birthday, and I was like, oh my god, happy birthday, right? And they're like, so did you want to like come up with us to the hotel room? And I was like, oh, I'm like, I'm super flattered, thank
Wow,
you,
thank
but
you
like,
for including me.
but like,
honored.
I'm good
But-
right now. Yeah, I was like, I have a boyfriend. If I was single, maybe I don't know, right? Like, yeah,
Right?
but, like,
I will never forget my first ever intro into like the, world of swingers or whatever was just because I had a friend that didn't tell me that was her thing, invited me to a party. I was like 23 years old, so naive.
Oh my god.
I go to this party and I'm just thinking I'm there to hang out with my girlfriend and just, whatever. And I knew she was there with her boyfriend or whatever. And I realized it was just a bunch of couples and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I'm the only single girl there. And I'm sitting there and then like comes like 11:30 and everyone's like, okay, so anybody wants to, take a room or, go to room. There's a rack of lingerie as well you can choose from. And I'm like,
what is happening?
What? What? Are we doing a photo shoot? Like, what's going on? I don't understand. And then everybody was just like, okay, you're welcome to join. Like, as a single person, you can join whoever. I'm like, join them in what? Like, what are we doing? This is a game? Like,
oh my god.
I honestly was so naive. And I ended up being like, I was like the dumb person. I was like, sorry guys, like I'm gonna leave. Like I'm not cool with this. Like I would have like been maybe interested if I had a heads up.
For sure.
Give a girl a heads up.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Yeah. That's like shocking when you have no idea.
It was
like,
an interesting experience, needless to say, But I was like, well, you do you.
yeah.
What up, Tracy? Ray Ray, I thought you were my girl. I am your girl, Tracy.
Right.
What's up? I thought you were? I was?
Tracy. What happened?
Tracy one time offered us mushrooms when we were emceeing an edibles cup, so we were the MC.
Oh my god.
And then he sat down and he was like, yo, you girls want to do mushrooms? And we looked at each other like, absolutely. And he was like, really? He's like, I wasn't yeah, no, where's the mushrooms? Right? And then he's like, okay. Gives us the mushrooms. Tracy's the dopest guy you'd ever meet.
Also, you guys MC'd on mushrooms. That's amazing. Could never.
We love mushrooms.
I mean, who doesn't?
In Ontario, Hannah says, in Ontario, if it's 33, plus 33 and above, you can be topless.
Well, I think it was the city of Edmonton, and we talked about it on our show. They just recently, all the city ran pools in Edmonton. You can go topless as a girl.
Oh wow.
Or if you identify as a woman, yeah.
Crazy.
And like, again, it's like a city, and of course there was backlash. There's always backlash to that kind of stuff. But why not?
I feel like give the option, right? Like it doesn't mean that every single woman's gonna go topless and public, right?
Right. It's not like everyone's gonna be whipping them out. Like,
yeah, it should just not be a big deal.
But if you see it, you're just like, let them be them, you know? Like just like when you see a dude in a Speedo,
that's
you're
exactly
like,
it, right? Like,
well, let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it raining outside?
It is.
Okay.
I was wondering what that was.
I was like, what is that noise right now?
Am I that high that I'm like, like hearing noises?
Like, okay,
Me
so I'm
too.
not seeing anything
I was
yet.
like, oh my god.
I want to be the first person to bring it up because if there isn't anybody else hearing the noises,
like,
then I'm just like
in your vent.
Totally hearing the noises. I'm like,
there's something
it's
running.
like one of those
in
like
your vent.
rainmaker, right? Like things.
You guys like the ambiance?
I was like,
Sometimes I fall asleep to an app that has the sound of rain,
Yeah,
like
buddy.
if I need some background noise, I'll like download a sleep time app and it will be like, you can download different sounds.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you could set it to like a tropical forest. One time I
Totally.
did that, but then there was a bird in it and it was like, that damn bird! I can't fall asleep to it. It's like,
It's like a fucking
so
tropical
peaceful.
whisper.
And there's this friggin' bird that comes in every like 2 minutes.
Oh, whoa.
Raining out there.
Thunder. I like it.
Interesting. We
When
haven't had
I
a good bang
when I
in a
first
while.
left my husband, like we lived smack dab downtown, like pretty much Portage de Main.
Yep.
And then I moved into my parents' place in
That was good,
St.
by the way.
Boniface.
Yeah.
And it was like I was Snow White, So there was like just all these birds and like fucking
yes.
squirrels and stuff, and like there was no sirens and like
I
loud
bet.
cars and
Yeah.
people after bars and stuff. So I could not sleep because like
It was too quiet.
too quiet, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, like I need downtown noise in order
Right?
to
I need
that
a
needed to
siren.
be an
Yeah.
app. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Something crime needs to
I
be
need like
happening.
whoa,
I don't even
like
realize, like,
car
even in-
sirens and
Right?
like
in
everything.
Elmwood. Well, I call it, Elmwood Estates because it's like
It's
not
states.
Watt Street.
Fancy
Right?
Elmwood.
It's like not on Watt Street, like I'm off
You put
Gateway.
estates on anything, it sounds
Elmwood
very...
Estates. Yeah, I live in Elmwood Estates. It's pretty fancy. But you hear sirens every night, right? And I've gotten so
Oh,
used
yeah.
to it that like,
Yeah.
I've had friends come over and they're just like, oh my gosh, it's like...
Whenever
and
I
I'm like,
have people
oh.
visit from like my small town, like where I grew up, they're just like horrified at like the city sounds. Like they like sleep. Well, I don't even think they do sleep. They just lay there and they're like, I wake up in the morning and goes, how was your sleep? I don't know how you sleep with all that.
You're like, don't worry, it was
Yeah.
fireworks.
Right.
Just think it was fireworks. And you're like, fine.
Well, I live by a hospital too, so it's like the ambulance is like.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even hear it anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, I think my parents live far enough away that they don't
You're
hear
hearing the
it
same
as
thing.
much.
I am in stereo. Tracy still hasn't
That
answered
was
me. Tracy,
awesome.
why am I not your girl? I don't
Where are you
understand.
at, Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
that's
going
the
on,
first
Tracy?
Comment? Riri, I thought you were my girl. I am. I don't know what that means.
Amazing.
Yeah, me neither.
We're gonna
I don't
smoke some
understand.
LA chocolate now.
Ooh.
That bird just scared the shit out of me.
The bird.
Caca! Caca! Like, it was like so loud. It's like a peaceful rainforest, and then you have this friggin'
Oh, that's
toucan
amazing.
Sam is in the background, friggin' being like yelling.
Reminds me of like, okay, when Club Regent like first opened.
Oh yeah. I'm
Like
sure
that,
that's a big deal here. I'm sure people were like, "Whoa!"
it was huge because like the Pan Am Games or something like that was here as well. So that's when I'd started at Club Regent as like a
Oh, okay.
cocktail server.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those outfits were hideous. I remember like being at the hiring thing and they were going for like fittings for our uniforms. And like me and my friends were standing there and like we're just 18, right? And we're like, oh, it's our first like cocktail server like job. We thought we were all like the shit. And then we like saw these outfits and we were laughing hysterically. We're like, what the fuck is that? Imagine being the person that has to wear that. It was
That was
us.
you. I could never do
They
a job
were-
in a uniform.
Oh, they were like boleros with skirts and like
Oh my god.
Wow.
tight, like, yeah, tank tops underneath. And oh, it was freaking brutal.
Interesting.
It was absolutely awful. And it was us that
And
had
that
to wear
you could
that.
rock that
Yeah.
every time you worked.
Yep, cocktail server.
Spana
Club
Spalding. Creeper Boo.
Oh, hello, Spana Spalding.
Spana's our favorite. I don't know if you noticed as you come down, there was a gentleman in a Speedo in a Christmas pose.
Yeah.
Just
There's a
we'll see
poem
that
on the
side.
other side
yeah,
here.
yeah.
That's Spana
Yeah.
Spalding. He's
Love
amazing.
Yeah. I would press buttons, but when I do, it takes us to other screens. So
I'm clearly blind because I'm like, what are they saying? Glasses, like, jeez.
No man, you're just stoned.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I also have
There
these
you go.
huge eyelashes, and the more stoned I get, they just like start to like just like
Close?
close down, and then I'm like,
They-
whoa,
they are huge.
they are huge.
They're,
No, I know. Like people are like,
but
people are
they're
like, do you
beautiful.
just like fly away? Like, I'll tell ya.
When I used to wear fake lashes, that's how I would wear them.
For
So
sure,
like
yeah.
I am
Yes.
obsessed with your lashes, right?
These are ones that are like
Yeah.
glued on, like they're like I got them done by like
the
a-
extensions.
the extensions, yeah.
Like mega volume.
So yeah, I don't
Yeah.
take them off at night. They're
Yeah.
just glued on my eyes. So yesterday when we were golfing, I was like driving the golf cart and they were like,
Oh my god. Yes.
like I'm not even lying, they're flapping the wind. It was crazy. I thought I was gonna fly off, but anyways.
Yeah, that's what I used to have to walk to work because they were so long. I would have to walk to work like this because they would
Oh yeah.
like want to fly off.
Yes. And
Yeah,
then
with
like
the wind.
last weekend, a funny story. So sometimes they shed, right? So you'll get like little ones that just like fall off. Well, there was one that was like had like fallen off in a clump in my bathroom, and I thought it was a spider.
Yes.
So I spent 20 minutes working up the courage to kill one of my lashes. I was like,
Been there, buddy.
okay, I got the friggin' paper towel. I'm ready to go, and I get closer, and I'm like, oh my god, that is my eyelash. Like, what the hell? I am so dumb.
So great.
I was like trying to get my cat to eat it. I was like, took my cat into the bathroom. I was like, eat it here, and my cat was just like, what the fuck? It probably was like, dude, that's your eyelash.
Buddy, I mean, in your eyelashes. That's hilarious.
I was also very stoned at the time, clearly, so you know.
I've never had, well, like aside from the one time that Ray did my
Oh,
lashes,
I gave you like a full.
I needed
neck.
her
but
as a
like
model,
it was never that full.
Yeah.
So I've only
Yeah.
worn fake ones that were like super full.
So
So those ones could actually fly off when I was walking to work, you know?
I am so, you know, I make fun of my high maintenance-ness. Like, I get asked all the time, like, how I function with nails, right? And these actually aren't even that bad.
Yeah.
I had to get them dulled for golf because I couldn't even close my freaking hand on the club.
Super.
Or I would
like,
have stabbed
'cause
myself.
Usually they have like the coffin. No, what are they? Stilettos.
Stilettos, yeah, like the scary, like pokey
Like,
ones.
yeah.
Like I put holes
Like the
through my
claw
pants pulling them
body.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And recently somebody on the show called and they were like, Kirby, I just have a question. Like, what is it about the nails that you like so long? And I was like, you know what it is? I'm like, I like to intimidate men. It is 100% that. Like, men are terrified of those nails. Like, I've never had a man say to me like, oh wow, those look very nice. They're always like, oh, those are very scary.
Good.
Yeah, bro. No, just kidding.
Go
But
the fuck away. Just kidding.
That's so
that is
funny.
literally the whole reason I get them.
I
feel like I can defend myself in case, you know?
Yeah.
Girls gotta...
I had stilettos for like one set, so like 3 weeks, right? And I loved them, but buddy, I poked 2 holes in my pants.
Oh yeah, you ruined shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Making the bed, my
Yeah.
my mattress thing, I was like pulling it over. I was like hole in there.
They're like, these are sharp as fuck.
And I've definitely had
Yeah.
incidents. Like I've stabbed my partner in the
yeah.
nether
Dangerous.
regions.
It's
It's
dangerous.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gotta be
buddy.
careful. Gotta be
I
careful.
poked myself
In the nether regions.
and the eye. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like when
yeah.
you're
Couldn't
trying
even
to.
imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nether regions, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like when you're, yeah,
Well, that's the thing is you know,
Yeah.
you gotta be careful.
yeah.
You underestimate how sharp they are sometimes.
It's true.
And
Yes, you
honestly,
do.
as somebody who smokes weed every day, sometimes when I get super baked, I'm like, oh shit, my nails are a danger to myself.
How do you usually smoke your weed? Like, do you like flower? Do you like vapes?
I am
or
a bong girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I've smoked out of a bong for a long time, and I know there's like people say that your lungs start to like, you know, get to feel, I start to get coughing and all that stuff now. I'm like, maybe I need to like change. I did buy a vaporizer and I liked it. I just like the immediacy of like taking a bowl and just whoop, bong, done, feel great, you know? Whereas like smoking a joint on the balcony or whatever, like I do in the mornings when I have time on the weekends or whatever, but
Yeah.
I like the immediacy of just a bong rip, you know?
Yeah. I totally get that. I feel like I have to take my bong rips in like 3 sections though, because my lungs can't handle it.
Oh yeah,
anymore.
yeah. No, I'm not doing
like-
I'm not doing one of those college bongs where they're like, you know, as tall as I am, basically,
We
with
literally-
ice in it and like.
We literally had a bong that was like 6 feet. It was a 6-foot bong.
Yes, we did.
We had it at like.
Oh, you guys were telling me about
Cup.
it last time,
Oh,
yeah.
It was insane, buddy. I think we only did 1 rip out of it each.
I couldn't because, like, remember I was like,
Yeah.
and I like,
Right?
didn't even come halfway up, and I was like,
Sometimes
I'm
it blows
done.
my mind. I'm like, all of that smoke was in my lungs. I have a bad lung capacity.
Right?
But yeah, I'm a big fan of the vaporizer. It's nice too.
I'm a huge fan of the vape.
Yeah.
So like that's
It's
my
definitely
thing.
nice, yeah.
So like I just have, you know, a hit on the vape and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
And the
you have to
vape's
get
nice
used to the
because
high. It's different.
It's different.
It's a very different high.
Totally.
And once you get used to it, then it's like no other high, right?
Right.
But like if you're not used to it, then yes, like bong rip, joint, all of that is better.
yeah, yeah.
But once I like was converted, it was like, oh, now I get it. Like,
Yeah.
and it's the flavor.
And if you I spent
yeah.
some money on
Flavor
my
is
vapes,
just
right? Like I
fucking
wanted to get a nice
insane.
one that you could like change the settings for the heat to
Mhm.
play
Yeah.
around. Like a certain bud is better at certain settings, and like you know, so yeah, I'm glad I invested in that vape.
What kind did you get?
It was like I'm terrible at names. Couldn't tell you. I was like, couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I'm literally like Dory from Finding Nemo with things. You tell me, and I'm like, oh, gone.
Buddy Spawn goes, "Are you the mayor in Brandon yet, Rick? Because you should be." And Rick goes, "To be too honest, need to be more corrupt, laugh out loud." You know what's so funny about Rick? Okay, Rick.
Tell me about
versus
Rick.
Smokers. Oh my God, he's amazing. I wish our pop-up worked, but it just went to that screen.
Yeah.
But Rick owned a shop in Brandon. Growers and Smokers had 2 of them. Taught
Okay.
people how to grow supplies, everything like that, right? So Rick's super dope. So Rick's just very outspoken, right? And he has no problem speaking his mind. He showed up to Pallister events to be like, you know,
Amazing.
protests and stuff. And he's just like no bullshit kind of dude. So then I go out to Brandon, and he's since then like, you know, he's now retired from Growers and Smokers, enjoying, you know, him and his wife are enjoying life now.
Yeah.
But he went to like some city council meeting about roads or something, and he just so happened to like speak up. And then some girl cried, but not because of Rick, but like cried, and people blamed Rick, and then it got printed in the newspaper.
That Rick made some girl cry at a council meeting.
Yeah. And then Rick was like, "What?"
It's a slow news day that day.
They started calling him like pretty bad names, and Rick was like, "What the fuck?" Right? So he came because I was in Brandon training people at Sephora, and he just came to visit me, right? And he's
Wow.
telling me this. I had 2 girls in Sephora be like, is that guy in the newspaper? I was like, it's my buddy Rick. Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, like definitely not him.
I tell him all the time he needs to run for politics.
I
buddy.
feel
You
like
need to be
he
the
was
mayor.
in the paper a couple of times. Like not that time, but like years before about something
Oh,
else.
man.
Yeah.
So great. So they end up
Yeah.
clearing it up, I think. Yeah.
Let's hope.
Yeah, it's so funny. What, me outspoken? Yeah. Yeah, not at all, Rick.
Not at all.
We love him.
Yeah.
Man.
When he's on our smoke sesh, we just like roll him joints and he just tells us stories the whole time. It's great. He can like.
I love
He's a
it.
talker.
We need to have a part in the smoke sesh that's just called like Rick's rant.
Oh,
we have
Rick's
like
Rant.
a, you know,
Yeah.
You gotta have
like
a name for something.
5-minute
A little
like,
feature?
segment.
Yeah,
of, like,
I
what's
love
your rant
it.
this week. Yeah,
Should
tell
have
us your
we
opinion.
should have a Kirby section too.
Well,
segment.
yeah.
Okay.
In radio, we call those benchmarks. Like in
Okay.
your show,
There
you
you
have
go.
little benchmarks, little things that you do.
Look at all the things we're learning from you, Kirby.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's, yeah.
We're gonna have like benchmarks.
I meant to tell you guys, I went into a weed store, and God, I feel so terrible. I obviously can't remember it because, again, my memory is terrible. It was on Portage, is a little weed shop. They didn't sell weed, it was a bong shop. And I stopped in there, and they were like, oh my God, they knew me from your guys' podcast. Screw radio. You were on the
Wait,
podcast.
I wonder if that was Duke's shop.
Oh,
Duke sounds
Glob Mob.
familiar.
the Glob Mob?
Yes.
Glob Mob.
That is.
Yes. Yes. Glob Mob. That's Duke.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, and we talked. Yeah, it was so cool because I was just like, I was in there because my bong broke because it was springtime and I left it out and it was cracked and I was mad and anyway, so I popped in there and I bought a new one and he was like, hey.
Buddy, Duke's amazing.
Yeah, nice
He's awesome.
dude. Yeah, yeah.
He has
That's
like
so
a
awesome.
huge cannabis group online. We gotta.
Amazing.
Now we have to add you.
Yeah.
To
And yeah,
the
he was telling me
Glob
about
Mob.
his wife and
Yeah.
like, yeah.
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 Amazing.
My mom's
That's
obsessed. So he's also a
hilarious.
glass blower, so he blows glass. and
Well,
stuff.
I could tell he was very
Buddy,
passionate about
yeah.
like the glass work of things. So
He's so talented. He's put on like cannabis cups before.
well, the
and,
thing
like,
is, like his bongs, like I went in there looking for, I'm not gonna lie, just like a regular kind of bong, and he was like quite honest with me. He's like, we've got some very interesting bongs here. Like I don't have very many normal bongs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh okay, well give me the most normal one you got. There was one we made a joke of. It was like, because he was like, do you want this one? And it was said something like Boss Babe or something on it. And I was like, no,
Yes, please.
I do not want a Boss Babe bong.
Who's in charge of your inventory?
Who's the
Or
boss?
who's-
Yeah,
sure,
right?
who's ordering
He was
that?
laughing. He's like, I don't know how we got this one. He's like, it hasn't sold, obviously. I was like,
So
Whoever ordered that
who
is
buys
single.
like an 18-year-old girl that just learned how to smoke weed? I'm a boss, babe. And then she's like, hey, we've all been there. I get that, but like, you know,
Oh. Maybe it was leftover from the old shop.
it was just funny because he's like, are you sure you don't want it? I'm like, I'm good.
You're like, I'm good. But he Duke's like so we met him at a cannabis event.
Oh yeah.
And
Met a lot of them.
yeah, and he is how we got introduced into like the Glob Mob group, and they're all about, a lot of them are about heady glass, so like blown dab rigs.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, dab.
So-
we had a lot of dab rigs.
yeah.
Yeah, they're very
So,
cool. Very cool.
We have like some like that's
Oh wow.
yeah. So we end up getting like a ton of like I end up winning a ton of
That's
heady
cool.
glass. Yeah.
I love people who are like passionate about
Buddy,
what they do.
We meet
Yeah.
people, so we went out to Vancouver for a to go MC like a cannabis cup, and the guy that we were staying with just hands us his like, what did he pay for it? 4,000, 5,000
I don't know.
dab rig, blown by this Robertson dude. It's like a
wow.
giraffe, and he's like, here, hands it to us, and we're like, too stoned to handle this. Like, I don't want to.
Right?
Glass.
I was like,
Oh my
you hold
God,
it.
I can't
Yeah.
be responsible for something.
and I try to tell Cupcake to hold it out the window to take photos of
Oh
it.
my
We're
God,
like
couldn't.
in this
the
like,
amount of anxiety I would
buddy,
have.
top
Oh, I
floor.
made him hold it. I took the photo, but like,
Yeah.
Could
yeah,
imagine
no.
holding
Totally
something
different
worth that
worlds.
much.
I was like, no, I don't even feel comfortable touching
and
it.
anybody who's broke a bong knows that feeling of like, God damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is like
Sucks, but
heady
that is,
glass,
like,
so
heavy
this is like
glass,
one of a
yeah.
kind.
Yeah. He's like, I'm
It's-
the 8th owner, and this is how much it's gone. Like, it's
Wow.
It
Oh,
started at like
insane.
14,000 or something
Yeah.
like crazy.
See, and there's a market for that stuff for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Love it.
Rick says he's got a lot of time. Let's do it. I got time now. Let's do it. We'll
He's got
send
the
you
time.
something to rant about for, a few minutes every week.
Rick, you gotta call the bone phone on Citi. We have a feature.
There you go.
We have a feature on Citi. It plays twice a morning, and we run. It's a voicemail. You call 780 bone. Okay. I don't know what that turns into the numbers, but bone. Okay, 780 bone is what you phone 204, and it's a voicemail. You just leave a message. You can rant about whatever. People usually rant about traffic. And cyclists, and and those are the very two big topics on our phone, and cyclists in traffic, and yeah, just you can rant about anything and we'll play it. We play it on the air and people love it. And we have like regular characters on there, so Rick can become a regular character.
Rick
There
in
you
the
go.
show.
Rick,
in the
you
show.
gotta call the bone phone.
The bone phone.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys like recently pose with one of your bone phone regulars?
Yeah, we met him. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that was the craziest thing ever. Because, like, again, we have a lot of listeners, and, like, we don't always meet them just, like, we don't line up meetings.
Yeah.
We're not, like, doing meet and greets. Sometimes you'll meet them, like, out in, you know, at a concert or something naturally. But this one guy, we play his calls all the time because you can't even write this man's character. He is a huge stoner, and his name is Vinny. Okay, love this guy. And he's called our show from the very beginning. So for 5 years we talked to Vinny. I feel like he's like a brother to me. This guy is the most critical like music person. He just smokes weed all day and listens to the radio. That is what he does. He's retired and he just smokes weed, listens to the radio, and calls us and leaves messages about his critique of our station, and it's hilarious.
Oh my God.
So we play his calls, and the listeners love him, right? So one day he's like, you know, we should hang out, you guys, and we're like, okay. So we met him at the Forks for breakfast one day.
Oh, that's incredible.
And we had no idea what he looked like, so we were all taking bets on, like, you know, what he was going to look like. And he didn't have, the best part about him, doesn't have a phone, or doesn't have, like, a cell phone, doesn't have the internet, has never had the internet, like, lives off the grid. Like, I literally, like, the man, he listens to a radio. That is his, like, that is his source of, you know.
Like social media.
He doesn't
everything,
have
like, outside world.
TV, like, just
Wow.
radio, weed, and living life on, you know,
Wow.
the retirement. And it's just so crazy to meet somebody like that. And so he recently got a cell phone, and we meet him for the first time. And at breakfast, he hands me his phone, and he's like, "Can you teach me how to use this?" Dude, I don't got the time. Like, I teach you how to use this. I like look at it. It's like factory settings are just like, it's like the bare minimum.
Oh my
He has no
gosh.
idea. He's made like one call and it was to like Bell support.
Oh my God.
I was like, I can't help you, sir. I don't have the time.
wow.
But,
Shout out Vinny.
Wow.
He's like a dope time. Vinny.
right?
Yeah,
Like, he's
yeah.
a cool guy. Like, it's just that
Super.
he calls and he's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Rick's gonna Rick, you
Yeah.
gotta become a regular. 92
Yeah.
Citi FM.
Do it.
And that's the fun thing about radio, you know, is just like there's still people that listen and they are characters, and there's just that level of entertainment that people forget about in a world where we've got, you know, Spotify and
Totally.
like other sources of entertainment, and radio is kind of like a different medium. So there's some entertainment on there.
Oh,
for
Yeah,
sure.
for
I
sure.
love car lots. My
Yeah.
daughter loves the radio. She knows everybody on the radio.
Aw, I love that. And that's my favorite thing is meeting kids. I love kids. Like, because kids think, to kids, it's hilarious. They think, like, we're, like, you know, a big deal. And it's, like, obviously, like, to them, they think we know all the stars that we're playing.
Yeah.
I remember meeting a kid once, and they're like, so, like, you've met, like, Katy Perry, and, like, you've met, they thought the radio station, every time they heard a song, the people came to perform it at the
Oh my
station.
God.
It was so
that's
cute.
so
They thought that, like, they
cute.
would, like, you know, the person would step up to the mic and sing. Like, it was like karaoke. It was so innocent, you know?
That's so adorable.
I was like, no, I haven't met all these people, but I play their music. But yeah, it was cute. Oh, man.
Adorable.
Rick for City Council.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, Tracy's gonna help Rick run for City Council now.
Oh, we've got a campaign going already.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, too funny.
That's all you need is a few people in an office. You gotta rent out a
But Chad
place.
says Vinny always makes me laugh.
Yeah, Vinny's a good guy on the show, man. He's just
That's
naturally
awesome.
like he doesn't even mean to be funny. That's the best part.
It's just his
He's
natural.
just so funny. And then we have this other guy that calls all the time, the bone phone hooligan. And this guy is just like, I don't want to meet him because it would ruin what he is like on the show. Like,
Don Julio.
Yeah.
To us.
right?
We have
would
that.
be,
yeah.
I remember it from last time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that name you guys just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. that comes up on your show. But yeah, you don't want to meet those people because it would ruin it for you.
Yes.
This guy is so angry about everything. That's almost another reason I don't want to meet him. I'm like, you terrify me. Like, he's mad about everything. I'm like, dude, smoke weed. Like, a lot of it, you know? But the other day he was talking about how he was cutting up pork tenderloin and he was complaining about somebody knocking on his door because they're doing like fiber optics in some areas and neighborhoods, and like this guy came to knock on the door and he was like, well, my hands are dirty so I'm not going to answer, so he just like kept doing the cutting up, and the guy went to the side door, knocked on there. This guy's like, well, he's relentless, like and so he's complaining about people being relentless to knock on it. He's like, I'm not answering it. It was just so funny. I was like, he was so mad about people knocking on his door. He's like, what's next? He's gonna crawl through my basement window? Like, he went to the side door? Like, I'm like, man. When do the
uses you as therapy?
When do you phone the phone? You can phone anytime. It's 24/7. It's a voicemail.
So we could phone right now?
You could phone right now and leave a message.
So can we
Do it right now.
Oh my God.
I love calling phone numbers.
This is the thing. So Philly is going to get this and he chops all of them up. So I can't wait.
So his name's Philly?
Yeah, Philly and Joe. Yeah.
Phone
Yeah.
number?
Okay, it'd be 204 780 and then bone. So it'd be 20 or 26. Make sure you're calling the right number.
N-E.
2663. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay,
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Okay.
We're about to find out.
Put it on speaker. Yeah.
Speakerphone.
Who is it, Vinny? No.
No.
That's one of the callers.
Philly.
Yes.
Philly and Joe.
Yeah.
Philly Joe. Oh, obviously.
Hey, you've reached the phone code with Philly, Joe, and Kirby.
Leave us a message and we might play your call.
Boom!
Bone.
That was awesome.
Hello.
Philly. We
Philly and
have
Joe.
Philly and Joe.
Hello.
We got Kirby here.
Hello, guys.
We're live on
Two
TV.
big girls.
I'm on a podcast right now. And we were talking about the bone phone because people were talking about Vinny and we wanted to call the bone phone and leave a message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's up, Vinny? Was Vinny gonna hear this, dude?
Vinny
No.
will hear this.
We
Yeah.
heard so much about you, and you sound super dope.
Right? And I also told him about the bone phone hooligan and how angry he is all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We really, yeah.
And we're recommending that one of our friends, Rick, call into the bone phone.
I'm just out here pushing the bone phone.
Yeah. So Rick
So
in the
Philly
shed.
and Joe, I'm out here working, okay? Overtime. So you better playlist.
Yeah, stay baked, guys.
Stay baked.
Stay baked.
So you're gonna hear that on Monday morning.
Hopefully. That's amazing.
Love it.
So fun.
So good. I love it.
But yeah, that's a fun feature. So you guys could have benchmarks like that, where you have little bits that you know,
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Multiple people calling tonight.
Oh my God, it's
we
gonna
for a while
be.
we're calling phone numbers on like the containers. We didn't realize that all the weed has phone numbers on it.
Oh really?
So we
No
were-
way.
Yeah, right there. So we were calling it, being just leaving them a message, telling them how much we appreciated it, and it was really good.
I never realized that.
Yeah, right?
What? Whose phone number
I don't know.
is it?
Well, that
Oh, like the company probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody
sometimes,
just put some
yeah.
random man's phone number on there. Like, can you imagine pranking somebody that you work with like that? That'd be funny. You just list just random like Joe and freaking HR's number on there. Vinny does sound like Tommy Chong, honestly. He looks like Tommy Chong. Like, that was the funny thing. So we were like at the Forks waiting. It was like me. It was like dating. Like, I was trying to explain to Philly and Joe, who are like two men who have never. They're both married for a long time, like never online dated in their life. And I'm like, this is what it's like to online date because you don't know what you're meeting up with.
Yeah.
You're like that anticipation of like,
Yeah.
ooh, what are you looking for, right? You like have somewhat of a picture. So we all had bets on what he looked like, and then we had this one guy walk up to us, and we were like, oh, that's gotta be him. Dude has like sunglasses on, and he's wearing a AC/DC shirt, and like he just looked like a Vinny.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey guys, and we're like, oh, Vinny.
That's
It's
amazing.
amazing.
And he was making song requests at breakfast. I was like trying to eat, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys should add this song." And I was like, "Okay, hang on, I'll put it in my phone."
Oh my god, everybody says they're calling tonight. Let
Yeah.
them know that you're like, just watching 2BG and decided
Right?
to call. Yeah.
This is amazing. I love it.
Stoners
so
just
fun.
fucking calling. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
Oh man.
Hilarious.
There was a time where prank calling was also very funny.
All the time
Yes.
we did it.
Yeah,
Like,
because like when you grew up in the '90s, that's like
Yeah.
you would always like call and do stupid shit. I remember calling
Yeah.
you like, "Hi, is your refrigerator?"
Yeah,
It's
buddy.
like, what?
yeah.
We thought it was
And like,
so funny.
phone display wasn't a thing yet. You
No.
were super fancy.
Or, like,
PXL
star
display.
69.
Yeah. You could
Like
block
those
the
kinds
number.
of things,
Yes.
remember? When like that became a
Star-
thing.
yeah.
Oh yes,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
the entertainment we had.
Somebody one time, okay, so like you could get an app and you could prank somebody by putting in whatever like incoming call name.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one night my friend does it to me as like Winnipeg police, okay?
Oh.
And I'm living in a house with the grow up, okay? I have a grow up in the basement and I'm with my two friends, right? And I get this phone number and I get this call and it's like this guy and he's telling me, hey, like this is so and so and like just to let you know, like if you're at home right now, we're about to come. And like leave your house.
First of all, they don't give you a heads up.
Yeah, right? I'm
should have been your
like 22 years old. I have no idea, right? I am like, what? Because like the call display literally says Winnipeg police, right?
I would have
like,
been shitting myself.
buddy, I was shitting myself. I'm like
so
trying to
cool.
get, buddy, I'm trying to get my
Oh.
friend's attention. I'm like, yo, like,
Shit is gonna go down.
yeah, like hide the fucking weed, right? Yeah, but it was crazy.
Man.
Call back the number and it's like Winnipeg. So I hang up because my friend's trying to tell me no, it's a prank. Like hang up. I hang up. I call the number back because it's Winnipeg police and
Yeah.
it goes to Winnipeg police and I'm shitting myself. Right? It's like really and I was like hi. I was like hi. Somebody said that they're about to like come to my house. Like I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Right? It's happened. It's like no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. So what happened?
So then my friend calls like 10 minutes later, lets us know that it's him, right? But he's like,
what
fucking
an
with us.
asshole.
Buddy.
I'd be kind of mad because I'd be
I
like,
know.
dude.
I didn't
yeah,
know
that's
this
not
woman.
funny.
You don't
like,
do that to a
nobody.
stoner.
She has no idea what's going on. She's like, I don't know what to tell you. I was like,
But we'll
literally,
send a
it's
unit
called-
anyways. Can you imagine? That's what I was worried about. Send somebody to
Don't
check
worry,
it out
we'll check
anyways.
it, yeah.
Can you imagine? Then you just basically called the police on yourself
On
at that
yourself.
point.
Yeah, right?
That is terrible.
Brutal.
Yikes.
Prank calls, to an extent, right? We grew up the show Punked, right? Remember Punked on MTV?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That was the kind of style of humor we were around and we were influenced by at that time. So I
When
find
we
it
were-
hilarious.
We were 17 and we didn't have and we were like too young to go into the bars, but like had our driver's license, right? So my mom and dad got us a camcorder thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So me and
yeah.
my friends would drive around in my little like Dodge, like fucking 4-banger Dodge Spirit car, okay? And then we'd like drop our friend, like we would do horrible things. So we'd like drop our friend off at like a bus stop, and then we'd like whip around the corner, and like my two buddies would go out and like pretend to kidnap him.
Oh my
Like, throw
god.
him in front of like people at the bus stop, and they'd be like, my friend is like screaming for his life, and he's getting thrown into the back of this car. We're just like,
And people
"Go!"
probably called the police
I'm
on
sure
that
they
shit.
did. We never- Oh yeah, we were ruthless because we're like, what are we gonna do?
Oh, man.
Let's just like film stupid shit,
But
right?
you're
Wow.
kids, right? Like,
Yeah.
Rick is asking if, like, will you guys beep the swears?
Good question. Yeah, we definitely beep the swears. Well, Philly sometimes is bad at that. Sometimes he thought he beeped the swears, and then we go to air with it, and then we're like, literally like, oh, wow, that was a hard F-bomb on the air. Which we can't obviously do. We try to, like, we can let a few slip here and there, but like, we have regulations we gotta follow.
Don't make
but
it every year.
For
yeah,
Second
but
word.
you feel free to swear. We definitely can beep it out. Yeah.
yeah.
If it's part of if it's how you are, like,
It
or
definitely
swear.
is. with
Rick, you should just
yeah.
find a different alternative word for it, right? Make it even funnier.
There's actually like a legitimate feature in our editing system that is like a beep, like
Oh.
4 swears. You just like highlight the area, and it
That's
has a little
amazing.
beep in it.
You beep anybody.
Yeah. And we beep we beep the F word for sure. I think we beep a few shits, and then that's about it. I think.
But you can say like,
Damn,
asshole.
asshole, bastard.
Really?
Okay.
You say faster?
Yeah.
What about like Jesus Christ?
Oh, I say that all the time. That's literally my response to everything on the radio. I'm surprised I haven't gotten a few complaints.
It's my daughter, who is 10 years old, favorite swear word right now. She said it underneath
It's
her
not
breath.
a swear word,
But
though.
she goes,
Only to religious
Jesus
people.
Christ, right? And
Right?
I'm like, what'd you say? She goes, nothing, mommy. And I laugh every time because I'm like,
Because it's so unexpected,
it's so unexpected,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, when kids swear, it's
I'm like,
hilarious.
all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you use it in the right way.
Yeah.
Right? I can't get mad at you if you're like.
The best is when somebody doesn't normally swear and like they're like so worked up about something that they swear and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like you know they're fired up about it because they never drop swears like that.
My mom literally has the mouth of a sailor, so I always grew up with. But our rule in the house was you couldn't swear in the house until you were 18. As soon as you turned 18, you could swear in the house. But before that, you couldn't do it.
So you guys were 18 and you're like, shit, fuck, damn.
Yeah, but the day of my mom's like, you got anything to say? And I was like, fuck you. Not to my mom, ever. But like, to my brother.
That's so funny.
So funny. Oh my god, it's almost 10 o'clock already.
Is it?
Time flies with you guys.
Buddy.
How is that
so
even a
flies.
thing?
How did it, right?
I'm almost sad.
Buddy, you gotta come back for like a when we do the we were supposed to do
Well,
a giveaway. When's
On
that
the show today?
With who?
Oh no. I thought that the rap battle tickets. But that's not until
We can do that
next
later.
week. Yeah?
Another time. Maybe we don't do that live here. We just do that on Instagram.
Okay.
I
I
don't
just
know.
thought about it. I was like, was that coming up like this weekend? We were supposed to give them away.
I was like, I don't know if we were ever gonna do that live, but like, yeah, we'll do that soon.
Oh, okay.
But stay tuned for a giveaway for the No Excuses battle.
I can't even, like, how is it 10 already? That was like
It
5
is.
minutes.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for being our guest
I
tonight.
love hanging out here. You guys are the absolute best.
You're
Like,
definitely like open invitation.
Yeah.
And all of your guys is like viewers and is that what you call them, viewers?
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause
Yeah.
I call them listeners, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
viewers.
Yeah,
all
the
your
viewers.
viewers, followers
People who came and
are the
hung out.
freaking best. Because like a bunch of you followed me on social today when you guys posted about me being on here, and I was like, oh, thank you. So thank you guys so much,
You're the best
honestly.
community ever.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah,
And you can find me on the morning show. Like I said, call the Bone Phone. I can't wait to hear messages on Monday.
Yeah,
I'm so
please do.
excited.
Call the Bone Phone.
Rest
What's
in
the
peace,
number again?
Philly.
What's the number again?
780 bone. 780 bone. 204-780 bone.
You gotta let us know when it plays, because I would love to.
Oh, it plays twice in the morning at 6:20 and 8:20 a.m.
Fuck yeah. Great
Yes.
times.
Yeah.
Love it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Kirby, thank
Oh, I
you so
love you so
much.
much. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining
Bye,
us.
guys.
Join us next week. Love
Bye,
you
guys.
all.
Stay baked.
Amazing.
Aw.
That went by so fucking fast. I
It
can't
went